Got a little project I want to be taking on. It's going to be a puke tank. So I've been playing around with some ideas. I got a box here. It's sort of the idea that I'm going with. Here's I got a bunch of free space right there. It had this Motion Raceworks can right there, and it worked good. And but the volume, you can see the difference. Just you know, this is like a quart maybe, and that is 2.5 gallons. So if this thing does burn the pistons out of it, it'll fill that up and not get it all over the track. So we're gonna do that. I was playing around with the idea of some vents, but actually instead of doing that, I've got these. They are you weld it in your exhaust, and you weld this on like that, sort of angled. It angles in there like this, and what it does, gas comes in here, the exhaust, and it pulls a vacuum. So I'm gonna put one in each of my downpipes and tie them to this tank, not have breathers. So it's actually going to be like a vacuum tank. It's gonna got my material here. Forgot to mention, this is going to be a 8 by 12 by 6 rectangle box. So I'm going to peel all the blue protective material off and weld into my fittings and get it all. Yeah, you'll see. Trick, you take your wire brush, lay these on, it holds pressure against it to keep it flush, but it doesn't make your arc go through right here and mess up the sealing surface. So you don't want to make your ground go through right here, because that's the first place it would hit if you didn't do that. Yeah, mess up your sealing. So, little trick there, little tip. And weld these out. So here it is before I weld it all the way out. I'm going to show you the inside of it, how it's baffled. So the ones with the triangles are the lines going out to the exhaust. These two right here, these two are the ones that are coming from the valve covers. So it's going to come in, that's the top, and hit that far wall and fall down to here, which is the bottom of it. Here's my drain hole, and that's the back wall right there with that divider. That's gonna keep the fluid from climbing the back wall when I launch the car, if I've got any in here. So here it is. I'm about to fully weld it out. Tried to get my seams good. You know, before I weld, it makes it a lot easier getting everything lined up good. I like to give it a little fillet or whatever to fill. So well, here it is all welded out on the bench, and I think it's gonna work pretty good. Trying to zoom in on some of them welds. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so been in the shop this morning welding and fitting and getting this thing ready to go in. So I got all the fittings welded in, tank built. I leak tested it. I filled it up with water and let it sit. So not leaking. And I got these tabs here off of Amazon. They're pretty neat. It's just aluminum, and they're made billet out of billet. So for 1 5/8" mild steel cage, which is what the Nova's got in it. And yeah, just wanted to show you that. Made a little tab here, and I'm gonna bolt it in. Drilled and tapped the subframe for that. So let's get it in there. If you're wondering, yes, it is on a slightly downward facing this corner slope because my drain is down there. It's going to help it to be able to drain the fluid out better. And that's I'm gonna route this to the exhaust on this side, and then gotta do a little work with these. I think that will work where it's at. Tried to kind of line all this stuff up while I was mocking it up so that I didn't have to remake all my hoses, because that's work that I wouldn't have to do. This one I do have to shorten it a little bit. It's got to go to right here, and then I got to make a hose from there to that exhaust. And yeah. And I am going to put a sight tube right here so I can see the level when I need to drain it. Just a quick glance. But yeah, here it is. So I got my bongs welded on right here, and that's how they're gonna go. AN line -10 is going to go up to my catch can, and it's going to hopefully pull a vacuum on it. There's a little trick I use with these AN fittings. I screwed my 90 on here, and then I got a rough estimate where it's going to be cut. Put some tape and lined it up again and made a mark. And You want that mark to be all the way at the end of this. So let's take my circle cutters here. I got these at Home Depot, and they work great for this AN stuff. Hey, I appreciate you watching, and hope you have a blessed day. See you in the next one.